Hey, welcome to 9394, a music podcast with me, Travis. Glad you're here. Glad I'm here. Glad everyone's here. Glad this episode is here. I learned a valuable lesson that I already knew recently. Shout out to friend of the show and frequent guest, Sean McGee. The episode you're about to listen to is episode 104. Sean's episode was supposed to be 104. Let's just say I used to be a lot better about backing up my files. And moving forward, I'm going to recommit my efforts to that. Back up your files, folks. If it's important to you, you got to hold on to it. Sometimes you save something wrong, delete the wrong thing from the wrong platform, and you're fucked. So, luckily, I have other episodes recorded, like this one, with AJ DiCosimo. AJ is a funny dude. He is an intelligent dude. He is someone who has guest hosted on this show before. We talked about Elvis Costello, which I fucking love, Elvis Costello, so that was fun. And AJ's also been on my other podcast, or one of my other podcasts, Cinema 9. On Cinema 9, he came on and talked about The Other Sister. That was a really fun episode, too. So check those out if you are into AJ's witticisms. But first, you got to check out this episode right here. Illmatic, big album from the era. He came on to talk about it, and I'm grateful. Check out our conversation.
Fuck that shit, word. Fuck that other shit, you know what I'm saying? We gonna do a little something like this, you know what I'm saying? Stay up on this. Keep it on and on and on and on and, you know what I'm saying? Big Nas, Grand Wizard, God, what is it like? Ha, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I rap for listeners, blunt heads, fly ladies, and prisoners, Hennessy holders and old school niggas, then I be dissing the unofficials that mo woolly tie. I dropped out of coolie high, gas the bar, cocaine, cutie pie, jungle survivor, fuck who's the lava. My man put the battery in my back, a difference from energizer, sentence begins dented. With formality, moderation's infinite, money-wise, a physiology.
Hey.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
How about you?
I'm good, dude. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It has been, man. We should keep up more.
For sure. Part of adulthood is always having like the people that you're like, oh, I'm going to reach out to them soon. And then you do, and you realize you've been planning on doing that for like 2 years.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. It's been, what, a year since our last conversation? We talked to Elvis Costello last time.
Yeah, which was awesome. But yeah, it's been too long.
For sure, man.
So what's going on with you these days? Are you in any artistic or creative projects or anything? You've always got something bubbling along.
Always writing. I've been writing a lot for Mental Floss lately.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Mental Floss.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun writing and, just kind of, what did I do? I saw St. Vincent a couple of weeks ago.
Nice. I saw them once. I heard once.
I went to go see Eric Clapton 2 days ago, but I didn't end up getting to see Eric Clapton. It's a long story. But,
okay.
But I saw the Wallflowers,
which that's
opened
awesome.
for Eric Clapton, which was a nice consolation.
I'd much rather see them personally.
Oh, yeah. I always find with Clapton, the music is better than the man.
That's true for a lot of guys from his generation.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. So
nice. Well, it sounds like you've been busy and doing some fun stuff.
Always right.
What kind of articles can people look up of your stuff on Mental Floss?
Oh, I'm writing general news for them right now, but okay. I wrote a couple of things. I wrote an essay or a brief oral history of the movie Stalker by Andrea Tarkovsky.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty comprehensive deep dive into Stalker. I believe if you want to look it up, it's called The Film That May Have Killed Its Director.
Yeah, the most beautiful cancer-causing agent in history.
Yeah, it was Andrea. If you watch it, you get cancer.
Yeah. That's how I got cancer last year, actually. I got a little dose of skin. I had a very minor dose of skin cancer, like 99% survival rate. It wasn't like it was a big deal, but it's because I watched Stalker. Yeah, exactly. I watched Stalker.
It's because you watched Stalker.
A couple years later, and here I am.
Skin cancer. It's crazy, Trav Nasty.
I know, Trav Nasty. I like it.
That's your hip hop name today.
I'll take it. DJ AJ, is that too repetitive?
Yeah, no, DJ AJ works.
The Judge.
Yeah, the J in AJ stands for DJ.
Awesome. So what album are we here to talk about, speaking of hip-hop?
We're here to talk about Illmatic by Nas.
The most dangerous MC is coming out of the most dangerous MC is coming out of the most dangerous MC is
day marked for a long time.
I'm excited. This is one of those albums that, since I started the podcast, a lot of people have expressed interest in talking about it because it's a highly regarded album, But I think a lot of people felt a little daunted by it, like they maybe were not the right person, or like they weren't knowledgeable enough on it or something. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, right? I can see how it's an intimidating. It is an intimidating thing to talk about. One, because it's not our world.
You and I are a couple of white suburban dudes from. I'm from Michigan. Where are you from again?
Cleveland.
Is that where you're currently at?
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we're Midwestern white boys.
Yeah. But what makes this album so easy to talk about, I think, if you get past the cursory differences, is that it's a slice of life from a world that immerses you from track one, that Genesis track.
Yeah.
It's so cinematic. It puts you into a time and place immediately.
That's a good word, cinematic. It's very cohesive. Yeah.
It is. You listen to the album and then you realize, like, oh, I'm there with it. And I think that that's what makes Illmatic so special, is because few albums are able to do that, to kind of paint a picture for you and to place you into that space. And Nas was able to do it at 20 years old.
Very young.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. This is an album I have very little experience with. I've obviously heard about it a million times. I didn't listen to it back in the day. I never listened to it, sat down and listened to it until you chose it. So I've been listening to it in preparation of this episode. Not because I hate the genre or anything. It's kind of surprising to me that I didn't get into it back in the late 90s, at least, because I was very much into that kind of stuff at the time. But since then, not as much, or really not at all. It's not really my genre at all anymore. But all that aside, listening to it, there's all this stuff that has been like cultural references that both like my friends have made my whole life, like jokes about representing and like, long list of names and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a huge Greg Dooley fan, for instance, and one of the lines that that he uses in an Afghan Whig song is, "I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death." At least that's what Nas said. So like this has always been like in the ether. So it's cool to jump into it with someone that's knowledgeable about it. So how'd you get into it?
Well, I mean, you get into it through people I think that that's kind of how you get into most is somebody, especially people our age, because when you were younger, the internet existed. Maybe not when Illmatic came out.
Yeah, like 97, 98, we started getting it, right?
Sure, but we didn't have algorithms analyzing us and telling us like, oh, hey, you might be interested in this. You heard about this through a friend's big brother. Or
a message board, because that's pretty much all the internet was then. Emails and message boards.
Yeah, but I found out about it through the brother of a friend, the older brother of a friend, that was just like, hey, man, you got to listen to this. You have to listen to this. It's seminal. And he didn't use the word seminal. This is me as a culture writer using the word seminal.
But it is a seminal album for sure.
It is. It's so important.
Yeah.
94, that's a little bit, I mean, I was born in 89, so I was 5 years old when this album came out.
Okay.
And not only is it profound, and this is a thing that I have with great art in general, is it's one thing to be profound, okay? It's one thing to have something to say and to be important. We can all agree that Ulysses by James Joyce is important.
It's what I hear. It's not like I've ever sat down and read it.
Right. And, that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point.
Accessibility matters,
it's accessibility.
Right? Yeah.
Nas had a way of making this accessible, not just profound. That's what makes Mark Twain important, right?
There you go. I have read him.
Right. Is because not only was it important and it had something to say, but it spoke to the common person, even if you didn't grow up in that world. None of us have any idea what it's like to live in the time of Mark Twain. But there's something about it that's able to put you in that time and to make you feel like you're there.
Which backs up your point that this album does that for Nas.
And this album does that for Nas. And I think not only is Illmatic one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. I mean, it's consistently on the list of top 50 greatest albums across genres.
Yeah.
I would say it's the greatest debut album of all time. the greatest first album by an artist ever.
It's really impressive. It's really pronounced, and its impact is really evident. Again, like listening to other musicians since then, and hearing about it and all that kind of stuff. But one of the ways that I was reminded just how much I was ignorant about the impact of this album is that sometimes when I'm doing this show, not every time, but sometimes when I'm doing this show, I'll check out the Wikipedia page entry on the album. And so I went there, and here's this fucking book. I mean, it is so long. I didn't find the track listing in there anywhere, but I found just like reams of content about like the in-depth detail about this stuff, which really signifies that, it's one of the many indicators of like, there's a lot of interest in this album.
Well, that Wikipedia page is a book because Illmatic is a book. Mm-hmm. It's a book in episodes. I'm not somebody, even my favorite artists, I don't consistently revisit albums. I'm always looking for new things. Or not necessarily new, but things I didn't really listen to before. Sure. But every now and then I go back and revisit an album, and Illmatic was one. And the thing that especially when I listen to New York State of Mind, which I guess is track 2, but it's really track 1.
Yeah, because Genesis is kind of like an introduction.
Yeah, Genesis is the thing that sets you up. It's just like, this is where we are. It gives you the feel of the street. When I listen to New York State, and then from New York State of Mind on, I get the same feeling like, when you listen to Yesterday by Paul McCartney. You're like, you were 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. And I'm somebody that I generally, as a rule, believe that talent is something that comes through hard work and practice and preparation. But then you hear Yesterday, then you listen to Illmatic, and you're like, these people have it in them. They just understood it so deeply. And you got to remember too, in '94, hip hop was still so new. It was still
especially this kind of hip hop, right?
It was so forward thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what you call this kind of hip hop. I've heard people call it like hardcore hip hop. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an aficionado on that, but there's definitely something that very specific to New York that this album and the Wu-Tang stuff clearly was like a ground zero for stuff that spread across the entire world in terms of influence.
And the nature to kind of take, because every artist takes the things that existed before them. But to be able to completely transform it, because think about like the hip hop that existed in 1994 and before, and then Illmatic.
Yeah,
it's so different.
So I have a big question for you that I figured I could have like dug it up on Wikipedia, but like, why do that when I could just ask you? So when it comes to hip hop albums, and again, I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to a lot of this kind of stuff, so please forgive me, but I understand that mostly it's the producers that do the music, right? So to what extent or at all did Nas have an impact on the music here? Because I feel like the music here is like, it's like his rapping is obviously great, but the music is so jazzy and fucking cool and just the best samples. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, obviously, so I think that the relationship between a hip hop artist and their producers is very collaborative. Kind of like how a band does this, but hey, I have an idea.
It must be, because there's like 5 or 6 different producers on this album, and yet you wouldn't know that because it all feels like one thing.
Which is another huge first. You had, which, I mean, before, I mean, even today, like, you still have like one producer per an album, but like on the production of this album, it was like a dream team of East Coast producers. You had DJ Premier. Wow. You had Pete Rock, Q-Tip, Large Professor, like all these guys. And like, and each one of them, like DJ Premier on New York State of Mind, Memory Lane, there was like this dark, jazzy, boom bap sort of feel. And then Pete Rock was more of like a uplifting jazz soul feel.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And he did like The World Is Yours. Q-Tip was on One Love, which was like a warm, reflective sort of thing. And, like, I think each producer brought something to this album.
But it sounds like he put his touch on it all, too, because it's, definitely like, it feels like him, for what I can gather.
Lyrically,
for sure.
I mean, does it get better than Nas? I mean, if there are artists better, and I'm sure there aren't many. There aren't many.
Fair enough. So you hold him in high regard.
Yeah.
I got to start with the first big main question here then. What's your favorite song on this album, AJ?
Oh my God. I like, New York State of Mind is a really easy one, but it's easy for a reason. Because it just punches you in the fucking face.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Black, it's time. Word timing. It's time, man. Alright, begin. Yeah. Straight out the fucking dungeons of rap. Where fake niggas don't make it back. I don't know how to start this shit. Rappers are monkey flipping with the funky rhythm I be kicking. Musician, inflicting composition of pain. I'm like Scarface, sniffing cocaine, holding an M16. See with the pen I'm extreme. Now, bullet holes left in my peak holes. I'm suited up with street clothes. Hand me a 9 and out the feet froze. Y'all know my stilo, with or without the airplay. I keep some E and J, sitting bent up in the stairway, or either on the corner betting grants with the CeeLo champs. Laughing at bass heads, trying to sell some broken amps. G-Packs get off quick forever. Niggas talk shit, reminiscing about the last time the task force flipped.
It seems to be the runaway hit from the album.
Yeah, Runaway. It's hands down. And more often than not, more often than not, but I guess like the hit and the single isn't always the best song on the album. But I think in this case, because there's 9 songs, and every single one of them are so fucking good.
They all could have been singles.
But I think New York State of Mind I think they made the right decision by making that track 1. Not track 1, the first song on the album. Because take the lyrics out of it, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, and as I understand it, like, so he started writing this stuff when he was much younger, which is always, like, I'm sure the second album was probably hard, if you have like 5 or 6 years worth of material for your first album, but I understand that he like surprised people when he like stepped up to the mic for this song in particular, and you can kind of hear him like fumbling a little bit, like I don't know how to begin, or he says I don't know how to start, or something like that, and then like he clearly does know how to fucking begin, and it's amazing.
He was a wonder kid, man. Like, he assembles this dream team of producers for a debut album.
Is that because they're all kind of scrambling for him because he didn't have a record label, but like the buzz was all there, so they're all like, yeah, I'll fucking jump in on this?
That must have been what happened. I mean, in terms of, I can't really speak necessarily to the history of how it was all put together.
Yeah.
What I can speak to is the history since.
Yeah, the impact is huge.
You know what I mean? Because popular music as we know it, especially the hip-hop genre, you don't have to go too deep into it without having to talk about Illmatic. I think the history, in terms of the producers, I think all these people saw this kid and was like, he's so special. And then they were all like, we have to work with him in some capacity.
And maybe and also a desire to like lift him up, like this guy's so fucking good, if we all throw in together we can help him get the recognition that he needs, because I understand the album didn't do as great as like they had hoped when it first came out, but it became like the album of the era.
Yeah, it was a critical darling. Critics loved it immediately.
But there wasn't the sales, right?
No, yeah, the sales weren't there, but as time went on, obviously, the sales came, and that but that's typical, right, for people who are so far ahead of their time.
Yeah.
That it's like, at the moment, people were so used to hip hop being one thing.
Well, the same thing happened with Wu-Tang, right? Because they released 36 Chambers in '93, and obviously people in New York and like cool people in the scene, like they all were on top of it. But for like white suburbanites like myself, it didn't really trickle into my eardrums until like '97 or so, '96 or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean that's typical, I think, for this album. By the time I came around to Illmatic, it was a little later than '97, because I think you're a little bit older than I am.
Yeah, I was born in '80.
Yeah, not by much, but you're a little older than me. So it didn't start coming around until I started being able to form my own taste. And I kind of got around to this in 2000, 2001, maybe 2002. So almost 10 years later, and it still sounded like it came out.
Well, yeah, dude, that's like one of my big takeaways listening to this album. Is like, this is fresh as fuck. Like, it's not like I'm listening to modern hip hop. I have no fucking idea. But the beats and like, it's just the way it all blends together. If you told me this was a brand new album, I'd believe it unless I knew it was.
Sure.
Yeah. I didn't choose a underrated song or least favorite song on this album or anything like that because I've not spent time with this album other than the last couple of months or so. But I did pick a favorite, and I'm happy to report that like there were options. I mean, like I was like weighing it between quite a few until pretty much this morning. I'm like, I got to settle down on something here because there's like 3 or 4 that were in mind.
Well, and that's go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. That's the thing because there is no miss on this album.
Yeah. I'm curious when we get to your least favorite, but for now, my favorite, I actually almost feel guilty about because I think it's a song that probably has the least amount of Nas on it. But I really like "Life's a Bitch." That's a fun song.
Hey yo, what's up? Let's keep it real, son. Count this money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey yo, put the grants over there in the safe, you know what I'm saying? Cause we spinning these Jacksons. The Washingtons go to wifey, you know how that go.
I'm saying that's what this is all about, right? Clothes, bank rolls, and hoes, you know what I'm saying? Yo, then what, man? What?
Visualizing the realism of life and actuality. Fuck who's the baddest. A person's status depends on salary. And my mentality is money orientated. I'm destined to live the dream for all my peeps who never made it. Cause yeah, we were beginners in the hood as 5%ers. But something must have got in us. Cause all of us turned to sinners. Now some resting in peace and some are sitting in San Quentin. Others such as myself are trying to carry on tradition. Keeping this weapon wrestling street ghetto essence inside us. Cause it provides us with the proper insight to guide us. Even though we know somehow we all gotta go. But as long as we leave and thieving, we'll be leaving with some kind of dough. So into that day we expire and turn to vapors. Me and my capers, I'll be somewhere stacking plenty papers. Keeping it real, packing still getting high. Cause life's a bitch and then you die. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high. Cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we puff lie. Cause you never know.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay, "Life's a Bitch" is great. Life's a bitch and then you die.
It's sexy as fuck. It's so sing-alongable. It's cool.
Think about that. Think about this for a second. You have an album by a 20-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one artist featured on it, and he's only in one song. The rest is Nas. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. We live in a time, and I'm cool with artists be like, oh yeah, we're gonna feature someone else on this track. This was all Nas, save for that one song.
Well, and Q-Tip is on One Love, right? Or is that just because he produced it that he gets featuring credit?
Yeah, I think he produced it. It.
Yeah, so
I think he's on
him, but
yeah,
but he doesn't actually rap or something. Okay.
Yeah,
but yeah. I mean, "Life's a Bitch." Like Nas does rap on it, right towards the end.
Oh yeah,
but like. The other guy, I mean, who I assume like the guy that takes the lead at the beginning. Yeah, I assume that was AZ. I love his voice, like his style.
Yeah,
it's just really, really catchy. But the main thing for me here is the music. The production here is so cool. It's just so slick and brassy and like, I don't know. It's just a really good example of how people from that era, like the '90s, people like the producers on this album or the RZA, like these guys listened to music that was really fucking cool from like the 70s and 60s and stuff that just never made it into our households, and we're able to like just use their musical knowledge almost like Martin Scorsese like peppering one of his movies with like a million different drops. They're able to just draw so much different stuff and just blend it into something amazing. It's really good.
Man, that's such a good track. Yeah, I'm a big fan of One Love.
Is that your underrated?
Yeah, that's my underrated.
Word is born, you got 6 minutes on that Jack Kid, or shit is real.
Hey, yo, check this shit out, man.
Hey, yo, dog, give me a cigarette, man.
Yo, here you go. Yo, check it out, man. Check out what I got here, man.
What is that? What's that?
Yo, it's a letter I got from my man Nas, man. Word is born.
What it say, kid?
What up, kid? I know shit is rough doing your bid. When the cops came, you should've slid to my crib. Fucking black, no time for looking back, it's done. Plus, congratulations, you know you got a son. I heard he looks like you. Why don't your lady write you? Told her she should visit, that's when she got hyper. Flipping, talking about he acts too rough. He didn't listen, he be ripping while I'm telling him stuff. I was like, yeah, shorty don't care. She a snake too. Fucking with them niggas from that fake crew that hate you. But yo, guess who got shot in the dome piece? Jerome's niece. On her way home from Jones Beach is bugged. Plus Little Rob is selling drugs on a dime. Hanging out with young thugs that all carry nines. And nighttime is more tripe than ever. What up with Port Mega? Did you see him or y'all together? If so, then hold a foot down. Represent to the fullest. Say what's up to Herb, Ice and Bullet. I left for $100 in your commissary. You was my nigga when push came to shove.
One what?
One love.
One love. One love. One love. One love.
Yeah, so that one's talk about like cinematic. He has different themes really for each one of these songs, and they're all kind of related to the streets and stuff. And that one's like for the guys that have been sent up to prison, right?
Yeah. It's structured as letters, and it just shows that just the empathy of this young man. And it's so weird because Nas is sort of like an elder statesman now, and it's weird to think of him as like that he was a young man. at 20 that lived this life already.
Before that, yeah.
That.
His brother had already been shot. His best friend and collaborator had been shot and killed.
Things that you and I have no we don't understand. But he makes us understand. And through his words opens up a level of empathy within us. And that's what I think great art, obviously art does that. You know, we don't need me, AJ, the culture writer, from time to time to say that. But I mean, especially in this case, if we're talking about something as important and as profound as Illmatic.
Yeah. You know, listening to this album and the storytelling in it, particularly the song One Love, I had a connection that I made to Bruce Springsteen, actually.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is a guy that's telling these stories, and you don't know how much is fact, how much is fiction, how much he's pulling from his own life, how much he's just saying something that rhymes and sounds good. And none of it really matters.
Because it's all true. It's all true.
It's also true and personal, and like it speaks of, if not like a literal truth that he himself lived, it speaks to a truth that like is being lived by tons of people at that time. So it's like, I thought of Springsteen quite a few times listening to this album, and just the way that he speaks for America and to America. And like, here's another major voice that I'd obviously been missing out on.
Yeah. I mean, that you hit the nail on the head. Whether or not he lived it or not, doesn't matter. Yeah. It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Who was it that said facts and truth aren't necessarily the same? Because if facts were truth, then the Manhattan phone book would be the greatest piece of literature ever written.
That's great. I don't know.
I don't remember who said that off the top of my head. But you know, you take something like a great work like To Kill a Mockingbird. That wasn't literal fact. But there's more
great truths. Right.
There was more truth in it than the Manhattan phone book, which is all facts. You know, and that's kind of whether or not he lived it is irrelevant, because great artists are able to hit a chord within you that rings true, regardless of time and place you exist in.
Right. Like, he's talking about like the niece that's on her way back from the beach and she gets killed, and it's like, maybe that's not specific exactly what happened, but something like that certainly has happened. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
It's just it's a way of getting to everybody at once. The message, I guess.
We've all lost someone. We've all had people go away for whatever reason, and I think when you listen to One Love, you kind of he's structuring these letters to friends in prison, but you can also relate to it to friends that. This is also me talking as a white suburbanite, but you also get the same sort of feeling of melancholy when friends sort of just kind of go their separate ways. That life takes you in different directions.
And that's kind of what that song's about too, right? Is like that loss.
Yeah.
He's losing the friends just by having them, even if it's for a few years, whatever. They're gone.
They're gone
from his life. They may not be dead, but they're held captive somewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, you've got a lot of love for the album, but this part inevitably comes in every episode. When you had to choose your least favorite, not the least good, right. That's not what I'm saying. What's your least favorite song on the album?
So on an album where almost every single track is you can't miss, I think One Time for Your Mind is probably the one that I'm just kind of like, this is the weakest one.
Yeah, it's Illmatic. Yeah. It's Illmatic. Yeah. It's Illmatic. One time for your mind, one time. Yeah, whatever. One time for your mind, one time. Yo, whatever. One time for your mind, one time. Hey, yo, 9. What up, Paul? Kick that fucking rhyme. check it out. When I'm chillin', I grab the Buddha, get my crew to buy beers and watch a flick, illin' and root for the villain, Plus every morning I go out and love it sorta chilly. Then I send a shorty from my block to the store for Phillies. After being blessed by the herb's essence, I'm back to my rest, 10 minutes, some odd seconds. That's where I got the honey at. Spends the night for sexin', keep lubrication, lifestyle protection.
Lyrically, it's not as ambitious. It feels like the contemporary hip hop that existed at the time.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't stand out the same way.
Yeah, it doesn't stand out the same way. And like I said, I'm somebody in 2025 revisiting this almost 31 years later, going back and listening to it and be like, it just felt less forward thinking than the rest of the songs on the album. Not saying it was bad.
Sure.
But I think that's probably the weakest track, and it's still probably the best track on anyone else's album.
Well, I think it says a lot when I'm looking at an album that is new to me and I don't pick a least favorite on it, and then the guest picks the one that I would have picked if I did. Right. Because not that it was bad or anything, but pretty much exactly what you said. Like when I look at the list of the songs, I know every one of the songs, and I have no history with this album other than the last couple of months, but they've left an impact on me. Mm-hmm. But I look at when I get to One Time for Your Mind, I'm like, how does that one go again? Yeah. Like, I'm just not quite sure. The rest of them I know, but that's the only one on there. I'm like, I can't really place that one because it just didn't stand out to me as much.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's
sure
great, honestly, but it's not as. It seems like the one track that just feels out of place.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't imagine you ever got a chance to see the man live, have you?
No, I never got to see.
Does he tour or anything? Like I've never.
No, I think he kind of lays low.
He seems reclusive.
Yeah, I know that he had a beef with Jay-Z for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, him and Jay-Z beefed. But that was like in the early 2000s. What is Nas doing now? I don't know.
Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up right now. He has an upcoming collaboration with DJ Premier. Yeah, so.
Oh, well, great.
In March 20, he released a video in 2024. So I guess I'm a little out of touch, but.
Well, I mean, if it was just one album or one song, it's kind of hard to be on top of it.
I mean, I know that he is, and I regard Illmatic as one of those albums where if I'm asked to, list albums that kind of shaped, like seminal albums that shaped my life, Illmatic is certainly one of them.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about it or Nas before we move on to the final stage of the episode?
I think it's timeless. The lyrics, repeat listens, you discover something different every single time. And like I said, it's been maybe 2 years since I've revisited it. But it made me realize again, much like great films, because like of the cinematic quality of it, you find something new every time you listen to it.
That says a lot.
Yeah, you find, and like you said, you kind of have been examining it for, let it simmer for 2 years and then come back to it and then see if I'm right.
I will. And as you were saying, like, it doesn't sound like you're a person that returns to that many albums anyway, so that you're looking at this one every couple of years or so says a lot about where it stands in your life as a fixture.
Yeah, I mean, because when we were talking, because, it's been about a year and a half since I was last on here. When I was talking about albums, I was just kind of going through and thinking about it. I was like, oh, it's got to be Illmatic. It has to be. I threw out a couple of others, but you and I both, in the spirit of collaboration, decided Illmatic's the play. It's going to be Illmatic.
Yeah. I mean, everything that you threw out, I'm interested in, but like, this was the album that I was like, okay, finally someone's committing to do it, or like, because I've had, like I said, I had a few bites, but I'm like, even though. So when I started the podcast, like the whole idea was like, I'm going to be talking about all my favorite albums, and there's a bunch of my favorite albums that I have that I may never get to, and this may have to do myself or something. But it's more fun talking to people that are passionate about their albums. And I knew that this was an album that at some point I would find somebody that was like, okay, I'm the guy for it because the love is there. I would love to get more non-white representation on my show, but in the meantime, I really do appreciate you wanting to do this album. And it's awesome
for
to
sure.
talk to you again about it.
Absolutely.
So I always end every episode with a different kind of like trivia session. So I've got some trivia for you today.
Cool.
I'm going to give you names. You tell me if the name that I'm giving you is the name of an actual rapper from the 90s New York City scene.
Okay.
Which maybe you're going to be really good at this. This is all new to me. Or if it's a character played by a rapper in a movie set in New York from the 1990s.
Oh, man, that's going to be tricky.
So it's either going to be an actual rapper or a character played by a rapper.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Rough House MC.
That's a character played by a rapper.
That is correct. That is Queen Latifah in the movie Juice from 1992. Very
oh,
good.
man.
We're off to a good start. Royal Flush.
Juice would be the name of my autobiography when I eventually write it one day. I'm writing it from the perspective of O.J. Simpson. Royal Flush,
Royal
that's
Flush.
That's an actual rapper.
That is an actual rapper from Queens. His 1997 album is called Ghetto Millionaire. How about Too Poetic?
No, that's a character.
Incorrect. That is he was born in Trinidad but raised on Long Island. He's from Gravediggers.
Oh, okay. All right. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 is good. Sincere.
That's an actual rapper.
That is the character that Nas plays in the 1998 movie Belly.
I've never seen it. And people are gonna, because I know that is one on the to watch list.
I have seen it, and it looks beautiful. I remember not being really impressed by the plot, but man, it looked cool as fuck. Mm-hmm. Scientific.
That's an actual rapper.
That is a character played by Sticky Fingers from the Spike Lee joint Clockers in 1995.
I'm getting so mad now.
DJ Evil D.
DJ Evil D, that is a character.
That's an actual rapper.
You motherfucker.
I'm not going to be happy unless you come on my show and leave angry. He's an actual producer from Brooklyn. He was from Black Moon, and he produced Smith and Wesson. He also produced Black Star, Eminem, De La Soul.
Oh.
Cool Keith.
That's an actual rapper.
That is an actual rapper, sometimes better known as Dr. Octagon from the Bronx. Also, Ultramagnetic MCs was something he was in. All right, good. Birdie.
That's a character.
That is a character played by Tupac Shakur from the movie Above the Rim. He's a drug dealer in that one.
Yeah.
Lastly, we have Big Juss.
Which, can we talk about Above the Rim for a second?
Sure.
That's a great fucking movie.
I've actually never seen it.
It's so good. You have to see it.
I should. It's from my era, and I like Tupac as an actor. I really do. Gridlocked was awesome.
Dude, Tupac as an actor was really good.
Yeah, I mean, one of the many things that were taken from us when he passed, because I think he was going to segue into a real career of acting because he had a lot of skill.
There was some Sinatra in him as an actor.
Yeah, I like it.
You know what I mean? Like it was sort of like you always knew it was Tupac, but he made the character. He didn't immerse himself in the character, but he let the character become him. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I'll have to see Above the Rim. All right, lastly, we have Big Juss.
Big Juss.
BIGG space JUS. Big Juss.
That's an actual rapper.
That's an actual rapper from Queens. He was in Company Flow and the Film Modulation System. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You passed. You got 5 out of 9.
All right.
That makes me happy. I hope you're feeling less angry now.
I am feeling a little less angry. I am feeling a little less mad about it.
You started strong, had a big dip in the middle, then came back strong.
Yeah, dude, I came back. Because it's just, names are so... I mean, even with some of my favorite artists, I kind of forget some of the names of the people that have been in their bands.
Sure. I mean, and in fairness, I would have gotten Scientific because I've seen Clockers many times, but everything else here I would not have gotten. Or, it would have been if I did, it would have been a 50-50 shot. That would have been the only one I would have known. So you did better than I would have. So kudos to you, sir.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Dude, I'm glad we got to finally do this.
I know,
I hope
man.
We don't wait a year. Let's maybe do it sooner than that. Or,
Yeah, let's do it.
Chat without the pod too. It's
yeah,
always
absolutely. It's always good talking to you. I always have fun coming on to doing your podcasts. It's always great conversation.
Likewise, man.
All right, man.
All right, well, best to you. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Travis.
It ain't hard to tell.
I am extremely grateful to AJ DiCosimo for coming back on the show. Like I said, man, this was an album that needed to be discussed, and his passion for it came across, so thanks, AJ. You too can come on the show, person listening, if that's something you want to do, or maybe you know somebody like in your life that's a big music nerd like me that you think would be a good fit for the show. You could send them my way. You can email me at 9394podcast@gmail.com. That's the numerical 9394podcast@gmail.com. Do you need a suggestion for an album to do from this era? Remember this song?
As the beat hits ya, dip, trip, flip, fantasia.
This is Cantaloupe, Flip Fantasia from Us 3. In 1993, they released their album Hand on the Torch, heavily borrowing from Herbie Hancock. Who could ever complain about that? I still hear this song all the time. I heard the song just a couple days ago at the weed store, and then I heard it like a day or two later in an Uber. The song's still a hit. The song's still fucking great. It'd be awesome to talk about this album with someone that's a fan. So reach out to me. Or it doesn't have to be this album. It could be any album from the era. Just let me know. I am interested in quotations, and I was interested in the quote that AJ made on this episode about if you're interested in facts, read the Manhattan phone book. So I looked up who actually said that. The original person that made the comment about facts and phone books was a philosopher named Mortimer Adler, but the specific Manhattan part was added on, and the quote is sometimes attributed to Werner Herzog. Fun facts. Speaking of fun facts, buddy of the show, Dustin Lentz, is again hosting a 90s themed show at the New Way Bar in Ferndale, Michigan. And he has again asked me to MC it. And so I'm going to. It will be all cover bands from the 1990s, mostly of the alternative variety, including me. This year, instead of just introducing the bands, I'm also going to play an acoustic set to start off the show. So if you're in the Michigan area and you want to meet me and Dustin and some of the other people that have been on the show, I believe Mike Kopinski's band, Snapchat Bandits, is supposed to play there, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think Robert Roy's band, who's also been on the show, I think his band has been playing. But I'm waiting to hear the specifics on that at this point. But I will have more info for sure next episode. But that date is December 13th of the year 2025. So if you're listening to this in real time, that's not too far off. Put it in your calendars. Come meet me, meet Dustin, check out some 90s music, and most importantly, it's a benefit show. Bring some food, like canned food, not hot food. Bring canned food, non-perishable items, as they say, and gloves, hats, mittens, you know, whatever kind of warm, cozy stuff that you can donate to keep people warm or fed for the winter season. So it is called the Hunger Strike. Something or other. He's got a specific name for it, which I was liking. But again, a bunch of 90s cover bands. The New Way Bar, December 13th, 2025. You can hear me play some acoustic guitar and hear Dustin's band. So, hope to see you there. It is a free show. Again, just bring some food or some clothes to donate. Okay, that's it. So we'll stop there today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You are the most important part of the show. You person listening. That's right, you. Thank you. I cannot do it without people listening. Thank you. All right, bye. '93-'94, a music podcast with Travis Roy, is a labor of love. It is not and never will be monetized. Please don't sue.